Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in today's second video. Going to have a look at the Japanese and CFS V2 models for the next 30 days, so next month for today's second video. So it's JMA Friday, and I shall get on with that for you very shortly. Just say about the first video release was our 7 AM upload. We've got a 10 to 14 day with all of the regular features coming up later on this afternoon. We're going to be live streaming after 10 o'clock tonight, so I shall see you then. Please like, share, subscribe on all the videos. Thank you so much everybody doing that. Hope you're having a lovely Friday. Right, let's turn off webcam then. And we're going to start off with week 1, 500 millibar height anomaly from the North Pole and Arctic view down. So this is the North Pole of the Northern Hemisphere just here. Got the wider Arctic sector just here, and of course got the latitudes around there. These are broken out to week periods. The first week period will take us from the 11th through to the 18th of June. Blue is extrapolated to below average heights, which is low pressure, yellow, orange and red, to above average heights, which is high pressure. So for the coming week, for week 1, we've got below average heights, low pressure, to our north and northwest. Got above average heights, high pressure, to our south and southeast. We're drawing up the winds from a southerly southwesterly direction. It should be mostly dry and should be warm as well. In fact, it could be very warm for a time with that. Into week 2, which is going to take us from the 18th to 25th of June. Again, we've got the above average heights sitting to our east. We've got below average heights out to our west. Looks a little bit more unsettled this, but could be a bit volatile. We might be bringing up the wind from the south, so it could be quite warm with that. But with the low pressure from the Atlantic adding energy, you know, if you like thunderstorms and convection, that could be quite an interesting period from the 18th through to the 25th of June. Probably more unsettled, but could be quite warm. And then we go through to weeks 3 and 4, which is going to take us from the 25th of June through to the 9th of July. We look like this. It's a rather strange looking chart. So we've got above average heights in the middle of the Atlantic through here. We've got low pressure up towards the Arctic. Otherwise, there's not much going on. It's quite difficult to decide what's happening there. Maybe it's 2 weekly anomaly, so it might be transitional. Maybe we start off unsettled and then we revert to high pressure. Maybe we start off with some higher pressure and revert to low pressure. Probably overall, just go rather flat, maybe a little bit westerly. Let's have a look at the tropical mid-latitude view. So British Isles in the top right-hand corner of the chart as you're looking at it on this view. We can't see the Arctic, Greenland, North Pole. Those areas are off the chart up here. But have a look at that view down so we know what's going on in terms of a wider northern hemispheric context. So for week 1, we've got high pressure centering over the top of the country, more or less. Low pressure is up here, and we're probably drawing up some warm winds from a southerly direction. The temperature anomaly for week 1, the coming week, going to be warmer than average. Quite a warm week to come. Been a warm June so far, of course. That goes on for the next week. And relatively dry as well. Precipitation coming out dry now. So warm and dry to start us off. Week 2 is going to be the 18th through 25th of June with lower pressure out to our northwest, higher pressure to our east. So probably bringing up some very warm winds from the south, but with the low pressure maybe providing the energy for you know, some convection. The temperature anomaly is only close to average, although it is very warm just to our east. So actually the JMA is cooling things down a little bit in that week, and is going more unsettled as well. Going above average with rainfall. So that's a cooler and more unsettled week. I still think there might be some convection mixed in with that though, but definitely cooler, more unsettled week there. Then we go through to weeks 3 and 4, which is the 25th of June through to the 9th of July, and we have this strange looking pattern of some higher pressure in the middle of the North Atlantic. The temperature anomaly is close to average. It's cooler than average to our west. So not a particularly big deviation with temperatures. Precipitation-wise, still looks a little bit unsettled, actually. So, I mean, it's not as unsettled as it is in week 2, but nevertheless, a little bit above average for rainfall. So, you know, it's a rather strange-looking chart. I'm not sure what's going on during that 2-weekly period. Maybe it starts off unsettled, quite wet, and then it reverts to something more anticyclonic. 2-weekly anomalies can always be transitional, of course. Right, let's see how the CFS V2 compares. So these are 500 millibar heights broken down into week periods. The first week period will take us from the 11th through to the 17th of June. The coming week, again, is dominated by high pressure over the country. Low pressure is up to the north. Jet stream is being pushed north as well. Should be loads of dry and warm weather in weekend. All changed to week 2, which is the 18th through to 24th of June. as low pressure then digs in across western parts of Europe. High pressure splits in two, some of it moving out into the Atlantic, some of it heading up towards Scandinavia. There's a dip in the jet stream. We're doing something like that with the jet within the 500 millibar flow. So unsettled and cooler there for week 2. Week 3 looks like this. It's going to be the 25th of June through to the 1st of July. A Scandinavian high getting going there is going to try and pull wind into the east. The low pressure still looks relatively weak, and we may be bringing some lower pressure in through here with that high pressure to the west of Portugal. So I think the jet stream might be doing something a bit like that. So that could still be a little bit unsettled, actually, as we go through the last full week of June. And then we go through to week 4, which is the 2nd through to the 8th of July. The high pressure is back, men, back in business. So that's obviously going to be a drier week, and also we would have thought a warmer or even a hotter week, potentially. Temperature anomalies with the CFS for week 1, which is the 11th, 17th of June, warmer than average, quite significantly so. All change for week 2, big drop in the temperature, collapse from the 18th to 24th of June, and we go significantly cooler than average on the temperature scale. We're going down to around 1 to 2 degrees below average there. It's even cooler though across the continent, with temperature anomalies going to 3 degrees or more below average. Wow. Then we go through to week 3 I should say, which is the 25th of June through to the 1st of July. That one is cooler than average as well. So we have a much cooler second half to June than first half, definitely so. And week 4 is still a little bit on the cool side, despite the high pressure coming back from the 2nd through to the 8th of July. Actually, the temperature anomaly is still struggling even then. So once we get this week out of the way, it looks like we have a bit of a collapse in the temperatures going on here with the CFS now. Then we go through to the precipitation anomaly from CFS. So this is week 1, 11th through to 17th of June, rather drier than average in most places. Going to near normal precipitation for week 2, 18th, 24th of June. I would have thought that's likely to be wetter than average though, given that we are placed under a trough of low pressure. Near normal again, or no signal, for week 3, 25th of June to 1st of July. And then week 4 again. I think we're losing the signal now, but as we're under an area of above average heights, I would have thought this might be a drier week from the 2nd through to the 8th of July. Okay, let's put webcam back. So yeah, it's a mixed bag, isn't it? I think the seals are clearer with the CFS, actually, than the JMA. The JMA looks a little bit muddled. Starting off again, very warm and dry, reverting something unsettled for week 2, which the CFS agrees with. So they're both in agreement for that, you know, weeks 1 and 2. But I think the CFS is looking more unsettled and cooler here for the end of June than the JMA, which had that rather strange 2-weekly anomaly. It does look as though once we get the next few days out of the way, though, temperatures are on the decline, and the second half of June could well be a lot cooler than the first half of June, which is very unusual. Normally, June is a warming month, so you would expect it to get hotter as the month progresses. So doing things the other way around, starting off the first half quite warm and then going cooler into second half is something a little bit unusual. It does happen, you know, at times, but it's quite unusual to see this start, you know, from a very warm first half to, if CFS is right, much cooler second half. So we shall see how it all pans out. But yeah, if you like warm, dry weather, make the most of the next few days is probably like the message from JMA Friday this week. Okay, we'll do it all over again next week. Remember, it's just a snapshot of what these models are showing, so it could all look very different next week. Any forecast beyond 5 to 7 days is fraught with danger. We're going to be back later on with your 10 to 14 down, then we're live streaming from or after 10 o'clock tonight. The ECM 42-day forecast, by the way, is going to be released tomorrow morning, Saturday morning. Right, for JMA Friday this week, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.